Hey everybody, Hickok 45. Thought we'd try to do a normal vlog. Don't even remember what number it is now. We'll figure it out. But the last couple of vlogs we did were cutting the tree down and a couple of points we wanted to get across to you. And then we did the vlog with Steve Lee, which was mostly about Steve and all the craziness going on in that vlog. So we really haven't had a normal vlog, I guess, since about 20,000 subscribers probably or something. So anyway, just 2 or 3, 4 things wanted to touch base with you on in kind of a relaxed fashion. It's really nice to do this because we do a lot of videos, and while our videos are unedited, a lot of them are unedited, and you know, we're pretty relaxed. It's still different, so it's kind of nice not to have to be worrying so much about firearms, even though I'm always packing and ready, right? We're real busy, of course, as you probably know if you've been checking in lately, and one of the things I've been meaning to point out and forget in other vlogs is that you know, I participate in a lot of firearms forums, you know, Glock Talk, the High Road, Firearms Channel, Firearms Forum, I guess it's called, 1911.org. I go to a lot of those when I get a chance, infrequently, depending on what it is and what time of year it is. But I'm signed up on all those, and I'll make a comment often enough that that people know I'm signed up there, and so I'm getting questions not only at YouTube, but I'll get them at those forums here and there, you know. And now I've got, of course, the Facebook group page or whatever there. I even have Twitter, all that kind of thing. I don't use those very much, but I just wanted to say that I can't get to those very often. And I went to one the other day. It was Tennessee Gun Owners Forum, and there was a question some guy had asked me, you know, 2 or 3 weeks ago, you know, oh, okay, private message. So, you know, I went and answered it, but I really can't get around to those for sure. I do well to answer all the questions I get on YouTube and to address everything that we're trying to do there. So that's the focal point. So just be aware of that. I might see your question or might say hi to you on one of those other forums, but man, don't count on it. I mean, you might have a question hanging somewhere right now, or 40 of you might have a question hanging somewhere, and I'm just not even aware of it. So just know I'm not being rude. I mean, I could be rude. I'm capable of it probably, but I'm not being rude. Just kidding. I just don't know about it and don't have time to get to it. So try to funnel your questions over to me on YouTube if you really have something urgent, something you really like to get an answer to. And then even then, you know, I kind of got to pick through them and skim through them, and I do have to skip some. And again, I have a list of those on, I think it was vlog 17, where I was cutting the tree down and being silly. Of the reasons that I might not get to your question, if it's on a comment or if it's wherever it is on the profile. There's lots of reasons that your question might not get answered. Baseline is I just don't get to it because I got so many, thousands of them. But again, I won't reiterate all those reasons. You know, things like it's answered in 14 different videos, or it's in 2 different FAQs, that kind of thing. So if I'm going to skip a question, which I do have to do, I'd rather skip those questions that I know are answered somewhere or several places, or that you will figure it out. You know, like, where do you live? What state you in, Hickok? You know, that kind of thing, that you'll quickly realize it. So those are the ones I need to go on and find other questions where there's something about something I'm doing, they really are curious about something that only I can answer, that sort of thing. Anyway, I've gone through that before, but just to want to remind you of that, because I do participate in a lot of different forums, and just irregularly though. So don't assume I'm just there all the time. We get a lot of mail, of course, and it's really piles up. The shout outs and all those kinds of things. And again, we don't do shout outs. Our channel would become a shout out channel if we just did those. You know, it's that simple. If you get to the point where you have the kind of activity that we're having right now, you'll see what I mean. And then plus, we're just more or less proactive. I mean, we operate a little bit differently, perhaps. We initiate things. I've done some things I can't even talk to you about because I'd get swamped with requests to do it probably. But because it was initiated by me, you know, with a specific viewer, maybe a teenager in Montana or a father in Georgia, suggested I do something or wanted me to do something for somebody. I can't really just do a lot of things because there's just too many messages, too much activity. So I just have to kind of comb through things. If I see something that I want to initiate that really sounds cool to me, something I'd really like to do. Because it is fun helping people or doing something that somebody really would appreciate. You know, I'll do some of that, but it just has to come primarily from us, something because we just can't do much of it, period. One thing I did was I changed my profile comments to pending. It's been probably, well, I guess you notice if you leave a comment there, but I did that 2 or 3 weeks ago, I guess. I was getting occasionally some really weird stuff on the profile, and maybe I didn't get to the profile for a couple of days, and you know, it'd been hanging out there for a couple of days, and just really stupid stuff or obscene stuff. Not much, just a couple of things. So I decided that that's one place I can go every day is to the profile, the main page, and just approve comments, and 99% of them I approve. The thing I don't necessarily approve is just someone randomly coming in and wanting to advertise something, making a comment to advertise, you know, that sort of thing. We're not really a venue, as I say, I think in my profile now, a venue for advertisements, you know, to promote the world or promote some singer's website, you know, different things. So just be aware of that. It's not an advertising page. It's not an open blog. I believe in the freedom of speech more than anybody, but it's our channel. It's our YouTube channel, and we have, I think, the right to try to maintain it the way we like and make sure it's the way we want it to be, fairly clean and simple, and not a lot of craziness on it. So there really is no freedom of speech on my channel, just like there's not on your channel if you have a channel, really. So so I do delete things. I block people occasionally. You know, we just try to keep it the way we'd like for it to be. If my mother were still living and she went in to look at a video, I'd want her to feel comfortable looking and reading comments, by and large. I know there's exceptions to that. But anyway, just wanted to mention that again. We've really gotten, you know, a lot bigger in the last few months, a lot more activity, and so I'm getting a lot of spam, a lot of things, especially in messages, and I'm dealing with it, but just getting a lot of stuff. Okay. What else? Oh yeah, one thing I've been meaning to mention for several vlogs is again encouraging you to join one of the gun organizations. I've done this before, but it's been a while. You know, there are several organizations: the NRA, the Gun Owners of America, Second Amendment Foundation, your local state organizations. We have Tennessee Firearms Association here in Tennessee, which I'm a member, and I think it's about to expire. I need to renew that. Just lots of good organizations that you need to be looking at, I think. And I know the NRA catches a lot of flack. They are huge. They're like our government in some ways. They're so big. You know, whenever you have a large bureaucracy, you're going to have things you're upset about. That's for sure. And join any one of those you want to. Join all of them. Be aware that they're not going to always do what you want, you know, but who else is going into those offices on Washington, on the Hill, and beating on those doors and talking to the senators and the congressmen? You know, I can't do it, you probably can't do it, and it takes money to do it. And so just be aware of that. Even if we don't like some things they do, we need to keep those doors being knocked on. You know, it's really important. It's really shameful that I think we have, what, 90 million gun owners or more in this country, and like the NRA, for example, has about 3 million members. You know, I'm not sure what the membership is on the Gun Owners of America or Second Amendment Foundation. I'm sure it's not nearly that, so there's probably no more than 5 million people actually contributing to those organizations. So we kind of ought to be ashamed of ourselves. What if we had 50 million members, or if everybody owns a gun was a member of one of those organizations? Pick one, you know. We wouldn't have quite the craziness going on in Washington that we have, or even at the state level. So I encourage you to join one of those. It's always easy when the bill comes and you got to fork over 45 bucks or 35 bucks or whatever it is. It's easy to think, well, you know, I didn't like what someone in that organization said, or their stance on something, or how they supported some candidate I don't like or do like. I don't think I'm going to join, and I'm going to write a letter to them, and I'm going to call a talk show, and I'm going to complain about their organization, and you know, I'm going to be a renegade. You know, it always feels good to be a renegade, I know, but don't use it, don't rationalize. You know, we really need to be a member, and we need to support those organizations. That's the only reason I'm not able to sit here and have pumpkins to shoot and do whatever we want to do, right? Speaking of Mr. Pumpkin, believe it or not, this is Mr. Famous Pumpkin that hopefully you've seen by now other places. He's not in quite the condition he was in as he was when he appeared. Well, where did he appear? He appeared all over the place. Fox News with Greg Gutfeld, get his name right, because he's a great guy, Gutfeld, on Red Eye. I think was the first place he appeared, may not have been, but he gave a nice little segment to the old pumpkin carving video there, and was really supportive. You could tell by his comments, the way he led into it, and the way he wrapped it up, and hopefully you've seen that. I have it in my favorites if you haven't seen it. So take a look at that. But he was on, gosh, the Comedy Channel, G4 TV, what else? ABC News. I didn't see that. Someone wrote me and told me about that. MSNBC, and just countless websites. I mean, everywhere. Washington Post, you name it. He has shown up there. I Googled it the other day. What was it, pumpkin carving with a Glock or something like that. I Googled it, and I mean, it was like page after page after page of different websites and places that have aired that crazy thing. So can you believe that? So that's Mr. Famous Pumpkin. He sat out on the front porch, and we had a little rain for a change here a couple of days ago, 3 days ago, I guess, and we didn't get him covered up. And so you can see he's a little worse for wear. So Mr. Famous Pumpkin is actually in pretty bad shape. His face has started to collapse there, and we're going to probably have to give him a decent burial. You know, since we're not at sea, we're going to have to think of another way to do that, and I think we have. But another thing regarding the pumpkin carving video that kind of went, I guess you could say, semi-viral. It's you know, well over 300,000 views just in the last week. So for a shooting video, I guess that's pretty viral. So that's been a lot of fun. It's been a little bit crazy. I've had a lot of contacts and people wanting little short interviews, either on the internet for websites and different things like that. So it's been kind of fun trying to help our little pumpkin become even more famous. But anyway, the activity from that has brought in a lot of new folks, so let's try to welcome them. Some of them are probably not shooters, I would assume, and you can sort of tell from some of the comments on some of the places where he's appeared that where he's been a guest star, that they're not shooters. You can tell from the comments. But the folks who have come back to the Hickok 45 channel, I want to welcome all of you, because I've heard from quite a few of you as new viewers and asking about the videos, and I've been giving them an assignment to get back and watch videos, you know, get you some snacks, your favorite beverage, kick back and just watch about 300 videos and see what you think. But so we do a lot of new people. I want to welcome you guys, gals, whoever, and we do a lot of different things. We do more than just shoot pumpkins, and we try to do some really fun things like that, but also provide some education. If you're thinking about firearms, getting into firearms, you don't know much about it, and you thought, well, maybe someday I'll get one, there's probably a video, or will be a video, that will be instructional for you or helpful to you, just as is the case with a lot of other gun channels. There are a lot of good gun channels on YouTube, and if I don't have a video on it, somebody does, I guarantee you. So, because I go to the other gun channels occasionally and look for things I don't do videos on, or something I don't have a gun on, or I'm curious about that. That's how I got started on the internet, so active. I started going to Glock Talk and different channels, trying to learn what I could about how to work on a gun or do this or that. So, same reason people come to Hickok 45, you know. So there's a lot of good information there. I think we have a lot of good information on our channel, my son and I do, but there's some other really good information as well. So we try to combine a variety of entertainment, education, and whatever else you want to call it. So glad to have you, and hope you look around and hope you stay. You know, we try to do some good work, and we try to not get too extreme in anything we do. We try to demonstrate safety, you know, as best we can. So anyway, we're glad to have all you new folks, and it's been kind of fun the last few days with this guy. I'm kind of sorry we let him get wet, because you know, who knows, we might have wanted to preserve him for a while, freeze him, because he's been fairly famous, and a well-known face around the internet these days. So, but what we decided to do was give him an honorable burial. And the best thing we could think of was, you guessed it, do the proper thing. Ginger, you might want to leave. Okay? Ginger, look what I have. Firearms. Yeah, you better go. You're gonna go. Okay, that's it. Go on away. Yeah, because it's gonna be loud. My finger out of the trigger guard. That's a good girl. So we're gonna end with sending Mr. Famous Pumpkin to that happy growing ground in the sky, or whatever. Pumpkin patch in the sky. How's that? Ginger has hightailed it away. All right, I hope I don't get showered. That's okay. This old boy's been good to us. These are some hot rounds, by the way. So we'll see what happens. He's hollow, so he's not going to explode or anything, I don't think. Uh-oh, there's a spider crawling on him. That's okay. I don't like spiders. I better let that do it, because I don't want to shoot down into that wood too much. We could get some ricochet. So, we thank you, Mr. Pumpkin. You were very good to us. You made a very willing subject, and it turned into a pretty nice video for us. So, glad you all came by. Life is good.